Hi, welcome. Alan Milstein here, Chairman at the RPSA. Welcome to this week's midweek mashup. This is my roundup of what's been going on in and around our industry over the last 7 days or so. Good opportunity just to keep you updated with what's happening. The first thing, talking to members, it seems that everyone's really busy, which is great. A lot of people are saying they're booked up through to the end of March. Fantastic. And I think with the extension of the stamp duty holiday, then we can expect the market to remain quite buoyant moving through the spring into the early summer. So hopefully we're all going to stay nice and busy, which is fantastic. Now, talking about being busy, the RPSA panel. In the first week of March, the RPSA panel put more than £23,000 into the pockets of our members. That is just unbelievable. So firstly, well done to Andrew McCall and his team who run the panel and make it happen. Secondly, what other professional associations put that much more money into the pockets of our members than take it out of their pockets? So I think, it's great. It's what RPSA exists to do. And if you're thinking about joining the panel, well, work volumes are looking good. So do let us know if you'd like to join. Surveys at rpsa.org.uk, and hopefully we can get you set up. Next thing I wanted to talk about was asymptomatic testing. So testing for COVID when we're going out to work. Of course, we're going into people's homes. We're at risk of spreading COVID if we have it without symptoms and we don't know we've got it. So the government have been setting up testing arrangements for companies to be able to do this. Now, I had a meeting with the Ministry of Housing the other week and said, well, for surveyors, it would be really, really useful if we could test ourselves before we go out to work in the morning. And I think that would be a great help for you to be confident, to know that you are unlikely to be carrying COVID into the homes of those whose houses you're surveying. So the Ministry of Housing, who I spoke to, they passed on our comments to the Department of Health and Social Care, who are organising the Test and Trace programme. As a result of that, I've signed up for the programme. The problem with it is that it's really designed for larger businesses. Firstly, you have to have a registration at Companies House in order to be recognised by the system. So either you're a limited company or LLP, something like that. And of course, a lot of surveyors are sole traders, so it may not be relevant to you. And the other thing is that when you get back the information having registered, it really is designed for larger companies. So it talks all about training people to do the testing, setting up stations in order to do it in a secure place. There's a video of about an hour and a half to watch to learn how to do it all properly, countless documents to read. And so it is all quite complicated and really not terribly relevant for independent surveyors. So I've been back to the Ministry of Housing and said, look, this doesn't really work for us. Can we come up with something better that's going to work for surveyors? So watch this space. It's something that's going to be developing as we move on, and hopefully that's something that we can come back to you on, and let's see if we can get some way of making sure that when we go out to work in the morning, we know that we're safe. We're not going to spread COVID to anybody unwittingly. Next thing to talk about is post-nominal titles. Now, what's a post-nominal title? Well, it's some letters you put after your name. And I gather there's been some question marks over the use of the MRPSA designation. So, first and foremost, I just wanted to say that no one is in any way wanting to diminish any of the achievements that many of you have made. And I know a lot of you have worked very, very hard to achieve designations and accreditations and so on. And no one wants to take any of that away. And no one's going to stop you using those ever. But we do use the MRPSA designation to designate, to show that you are a member of the RPSA. And we always have done since the very first day the RPSA started. We've always done the same. It's never been any different. If you are a full member of RPSA, then you can use MRPSA after your name. And the other thing is that every member of RPSA is equal. We don't make any differentiation. Everybody has the same status. Everybody has the same say in the association. Everybody has the same vote. So we are very much about being equal across the board. I think though that what matters most about a post-nominal designation is what it means to the most important people who are our clients. At the end of the day, we only do our job to meet the needs of our clients. That's what we're there to do. And so for me, a post-nominal denomination, a post-nominal title is there to tell people what we do. And I think with RPSA, the key thing is that putting MRPSA after your name says that you work to the highest standards in the industry, that as an RPSA member, you carry out a full and thorough inspection on every single occasion. And I think that is the most important message that we want to get across. So we don't put any restrictions on anybody. You're welcome to use any other titles that you want. And of course, there's no global standard for this. So different organizations give post-nominal titles for all sorts of reasons, for qualifications, memberships, accreditations, all sorts of things. There's no standard. So there's nothing wrong with using RPSA. In fact, we think it's a very positive thing to say to your clients, I'm a proud member of RPSA, which means I do a full and thorough inspection on every occasion, no matter what the report is that I'm producing. You will get a really professional job from me. That is the most important thing. Now, I think that professional is the bit that really matters there, because as professionals, we do recognize the need to constantly learn and constantly improve. And so CPD is a very important part of being a professional. Now, as RPSA, we don't have a mandatory minimum CPD standard. And that's because if you do have a minimum standard, then you've got to police that. You've got to have ways to people to upload their information, which of course always goes wrong. You've got to have a police force to hit people over their head if they didn't do it right. You're professionals and you know what's right. You know what you need to do. It's not for me or anybody else in RPSA to sit here and tell you you must do this, that or the other. You know best. You are the professional. You rely on your professional judgment every single day of the week. So what RPSA can do, though, is to provide opportunities for you to do CPD and in order to help your lifelong learning. So we've got a number of sessions set up in the next few weeks. We've started working with an organization called CPD Essentials. You may have come across them before, very well known in surveyor CPD world, but we're working with them now. So on the 31st of March, which is Wednesday, we've got Stephen Way from Collier Stevens, who is an expert on party wall matters, not just party wall matters, but how you should look at them as a general surveyor. So if you're doing a condition survey on a property, what are the factors that you might need to consider in respect of the Party Wall Act, whether your client is moving or somebody else is moving, or there's works being started, or you've found plans for works? What do you need to be aware of? So make sure you get signed up for that one, which is, as I say, 31st of May, 5 p.m. And what's important is that we've negotiated a special discount for RPSA members. So this is CPD Essentials and RPSA working together, and you get a special discount. So instead of £10 plus VAT, it's only £7.50 plus VAT for an hour's fantastic CPD. I mean, I think that's an incredible deal. What's an even more incredible deal is free CPD. So Skyline are offering a range of CPD. Now, of course, I do make it very clear that as well as RPSA chairman, I'm a director of Skyline Surveyors, which is software for writing surveys. Skyline only came about because of the need of RPSA. So it is a symbiotic relationship, but I'm very clear about the dual role that I have there. But one of the things we like to do at Skyline is to put back, and that's by offering free CPD. So we've got a number of sessions coming up over the next few weeks. So on Thursday 11th of March, so perhaps it might even have gone by the time you see this video, we will be running a full training session, 2-hour session, to get you up and running on Skyline if you are looking for that. Tuesday the 16th of March, we're looking at fees and pre-survey desk study, which sound like two entirely separate topics, but actually they do go hand in hand, because your pre-survey desk study can help to add value to your report and therefore increase your fees. But we're going to talk about ways that you can look, how do you work out your fees? What should you be charging? How can you increase your fees, make your fees attractive? And then how can we do pre-survey desk study to enhance our reports? Tuesday, 16th of March. Thursday, 18th of March, we are running a session on site notes. Now, this is one we did a couple of weeks ago, actually. It was incredibly popular. We're really sold out on that one. So we're running it again. Now it's just really a talk about, how we might use site notes. What are they for? What's the whole point of site notes? And how can we use them in different ways? So you might find that one interesting. And then Monday, 22nd of March, we've got a session about the FastText feature in Skyline. So this is a feature whereby you can link pieces of text. So by putting a piece of text into, for instance, your description of the element, it will also populate other parts of that element with additional text which feed off that initial statement. So that's quite a useful feature. So quite a lot. I will put all the links to the sessions, the CPD sessions, in the site notes, in the video notes below. Also, will you make sure please that you subscribe to the RPSA channel and also press the bell icon, because that will remind you then whenever we upload a new video. So, I want to make this a channel where we can interact. So do feel free to put some comments in the text below, and give us some feedback. I mean, this is your association. We're here to meet your needs. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, then we want to hear them, please. So yeah, do interact as much as you can. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been useful. I will catch up with you again next week. Meanwhile, keep safe. I think we're in for a bit of rain, so try and keep yourself dry as well. Bye for now, guys. Cheers.